Right then, Manchester United against Everton, back in Premier League action this weekend. Frank Lampard's boys are actually in a little bit of a decent run of form. They're 11th in the league. They are unbeaten in their last 7 games, and they have the listen. They have the best defensive record in the Premier League with 7 goals conceded. How'd that happen? Jordan Pickford has actually decided to turn up this season for him, and it's having a massive impact for them. So how do they set up, and what should we be expecting then? 4-3-3 from Lampard, and they've become way more expansive with Doucoure and Allan in the centre of the park. Much more dangerous team on a counter-attack because of the pace of Gordon and Demari Gray. They can both be very dangerous on their day. And all midfielders have different roles, where new signing Onana's 6'4", absolute specimen. He's all action. He's allowed to be box-to-box midfielder that makes those third-man runs, gets into the area where he is a bit of a force in the air. Gay likes to be the defensive one, sits off as the number 6. And Iwobi has reinvented himself as a bit of an advanced midfielder that'll go probably to the left of the 3, and he is playing the best football of his career. Now, there is a little bit of rotation. They're not the best ball-playing trio in the league. This isn't, Busquets, Xavi and Iniesta in any sense whatsoever, but they are athletic and they are dynamic, which works really well for them. When they're trying to be a little bit more physical and direct and transitional in their play. They're not afraid to go long and pick up second balls, particularly because of Tarkowski's limitations in the back 4. So they are going to be a pretty direct team that is going to be physical and going to look to compete. So it could make for a really good game for a neutral, but does that mean it's going to be an absolute nightmare and a headache for us? Maybe is the answer. In the final third, they don't strike fear into you, but they have got players that are good when you give them any sort of space, and they carve out a bit of an opening for themselves. Creativity is what has lacked them back, or held them back, and they've lacked, but they are going in the right direction with it so far this season. I reckon they're probably going to hold their shape and try not to lose the game, I reckon, rather than really try and go for United. So it wouldn't be surprising if they came out a little bit high intense and a little bit front foot, especially with the pressing in front of what's usually a packed out, very noisy Goodison Park crowd. The 11 I expect, Pickford in goal, who, like I said, he's having a wonderful game. We'll probably talk about him in a second. A wonderful season. Coleman, Cody, Tarkowski and Milanenko, Onana, Iwobi and Gay, Gordon, Mopai and Gray up front. I think the defensive unit is functional, not exceptional, and the attacking unit is a little bit on the lightweight side. It is a mid-table Premier League sort of setup, if you know what I'm saying. Starman, Jordan Pickford, probably one of the players of the season so far, really found his feet again. Whatever he had, maybe it was coming out of the Euros, I'm not sure, but has been sensational for them this season. Is the main reason that their defensive record is what it is. He leads the league in saves, save percentages, and he's also leading the league in expected XG against over performance. He's killing it. Everton should have conceded 5 more goals than they have done, and that is because the keeper is pulling out those saves. Also been a key man for them on a counter because he just absolutely licks it into the final third. He has got a serious launch on him, and he hits the wingers and the channels very, very quickly. So if your fullbacks are high and they switch off, they could be in the shit. So it's a big test for United's fullbacks this weekend. Starting 11 I'm going with then. They get here in net. I think it's going to be Delo because there are no other right-backs in the squad. I still think it'll be Lindelof unless there's been a miraculous recovery from Varane, and I hope it is Varane, but it's probably going to be Lindelof. Martinez, who I'm looking forward to seeing in probably a tough battle for him in this game. And Malacia at left-back. Because I know they're going to try and turn those fullbacks around, because United will rely on them in possession, they will be a key component that Everton are going to use and Lampard are going to use to try and get behind and create overloads in our side. So we cannot allow them to do that. And Malacia's more sort of attentive defending has to put him in over Luke Shaw. The midfield, I think he gives the team that played on Thursday another crack of the whip, and I think it'll be Casemiro, Eriksen and Bruno. And then it gets interesting up front. I think Marcus Rashford, Anthony Martial, and Antony have played their way into starting this game. Those are the three that should start for Manchester United. I think Sancho, Ronaldo, McTominay, and Luke Shaw will probably find themselves on the bench. And the match winner for United, if he continues the form that he's been in off the bench, is Anthony Martial. Super productive from the bench, and the team seems like it's clicking. Has a little bit more fluidity in the front three when he's in the team. When he is on song, he brings physicality, pace, unpredictability, dribbling ability, and Rashford's form seems to improve alongside Tony Martial's form as well. So it's almost like you might get the best out of two of these for the price of one. He's always been one of our better finishers, and he's going to need that against a Jordan Pickford who's probably feeling himself a little bit at the moment. And actually, on top of the match winner thing, this is a much more suited game for Casemiro than the game on Thursday night in Cyprus. This is a game where he's after going to go toe-to-toe with the likes of Onana, the likes of Iwobi are going to be in his sort of sector. That's what you're going to want to see, is him absolutely getting stuck in and showing us the player that we know Casemiro can be. How do we beat them? The first thing with Everton, you've got to be careful on set pieces. They are a big side. They have got countless aerial threats. They will be a danger. You can't give free kicks away around the box because they will punish you from them. They are ironically not very good at defending, and certainly from their own crosses, they mark poorly. They lose concentration. Number two, creativity is going to be key. We need to be at our best when attacking them because they're difficult to break down in the first instance. And then you've got Pickford, who is pulling a 10 out of 10 season at the moment for them, which means that you're going to have to probably score 2 to get 1, if you know what I mean. Create enough to score 2 to get 1 on the scoreboard. We look a little bit one-dimensional when Sancho and Antony have been on opposite flanks. They do similar things, and our fullbacks aren't really as progressive enough to overlap and take advantage of someone maybe napping in midfield to get into space. I think Marcus, Tony Martial, and Antony, a little bit more direct from all three of those and cause them some trouble. I think you're going to have to be clinical when you get the opportunity because the opportunities will be few. But I think crosses into the box is a bad idea. I think you're looking for combination play where you can isolate a defender 1v1 and have Tony go past him, Marcus go past him, or Antony go past him and finish something. You've got to be wary of the counter. Like, if we have a shot and Pickford saves it, there's no point sitting there going, nearly. Ooh, do you know what? Good shot. None of that shit. It's reset, recover, because they are going to... he's just going to go fucking gadoosh, have some of that, right into the corners, get after it. They will look to spring out and break out knowing that our line will be right on the halfway line. And if one of the fullbacks has ended up in an overlap position to put that ball in, and this is why Luke Shaw can't play, because that would be the weakness. Their right-hand side, our left-hand side. Luke Shaw's just finished a move. He's watched it go in. Keeper's got his hands on it. It goes straight into the area he's just come from. You got to watch out for that. You can't allow that to happen. So that's why, for me, Malacia over Luke Shaw in this instance. Let me know in the comments. Do you agree? Disagree? Your team selection and your score predictions. And I'll see you in the next one. Laters. Hey, thank you for watching the video. If you are new around these parts, then don't forget to subscribe. My channel is proudly supported by my community on Patreon. If you'd like to get a little bit of extra content, a Discord group, meetups, five-a-side games, weekly podcasts, behind the scenes, and even an occasional bit of transfer news as and when I get it, then for the price of a pint, you can show your appreciation for the content that we make and get some goodies for doing so as well. Check the link in the description or click the button right here. You'll also find all of my socials here too if you want to follow me on any of those platforms. Nice one.